Welcome back to Bi-Monthly Bull. I'm your host, Lewis Spears, and tonight we have a very special double episode to celebrate the fact that we've actually been releasing this series every 2 weeks as promised since we started up again. But mainly it's because I'm not going to do any episodes in May because I'm going to America for a month, and for some reason an obese man can carry on 100 extra kilos of Mountain Dew-induced body mass for free, but I can't pack this studio without sending myself broke. So it's a double episode tonight, and like that obese man on the plane, it's a fucking big one. Let's break down the last 2 weeks. In our first story tonight, cities all across America are reporting record low levels of annoying dickheads walking around being annoying dickheads. However, on Instagram, reports of annoying dickheads posting annoying shit there is rising to an all-time high. The reason for this, of course, is Coachella, a music festival that is really more of an excuse for those annoying dickheads to post photos of themselves dressed as homeless BDSM tribal chiefs with heat stroke. Normally, these influencers would be accused of cultural appropriation, but after seeing that many thousands of white girls wearing nothing but nipple tape and a headdress, even actual Native American chieftains don't want to wear that shit anymore. The Coachella lineup consisted of some of the biggest musicians of all time, but if we're being honest, Coachella could have just hired me to bang on a cardboard box and abuse the crowd and they'd still sell out. Going to Coachella and putting glitter on your tits doesn't mean you have a personality. Alright, thanks. I've been Lewis Spears in his box. Please do something else with your life. Because as we know, Coachella isn't about the music, it's not about the arts, and really it's not about the festival at all. Coachella is about influencers using the correct amount of filters to hide the fact they've been shelving ecstasy and crying themselves to sleep 3 nights in a row. Kanye West also showed up at Coachella to host a special Easter Sunday service to honor God. And how does Kanye West honor God? Well, that's easy. He sells $225 t-shirts and sings songs about himself. Those t-shirts, by the way, still sold out faster than Judas sold out Jesus. The service featured DMX delivering the world's most terrifying sermon.
Grow strong, move on, no, right from wrong. 1 John chapter 2 verse 15.
It's a big image switch up for DMX to go from rapping about prison rape to preaching about God's love, but hey, it's good to see him turn over a new leaf. A lot of people have criticised Kanye's service, saying that it was over the top, arrogant and amateurish. They said you should just leave the worship to the professionals, but if we're being fair, the professionals have been caught molesting a lot of kids recently, so if we have to choose between that and Kanye selling $200 t-shirts, I think I'm going with Yeezy. Speaking of charging people too much for no reason, I have an update about a story we covered last year about the Feminist Cafe who decided to fight the wage gap by charging men 18% more.
We have an 18% premium for men, which is the same amount as the gender pay gap.
The cafe, called Handsome Her, only served vegan food and purposely discriminated against their male customers. 50% of the population. So their business plan seemed to be, let's exclude as many people as possible, get a front fringe and hope for the best. Unfortunately, you can't pay rent with identity politics, and the cafe announced that they're shutting down. What a fucking surprise. This has given even more credibility to the economic theory known as get woke, go broke. And while these women did intend to destroy the wage gap by charging men more, all they managed to do was widen the pay gap by not being able to pay themselves. And now for our biggest story of the week and a return to field pieces out of the studio and in public. I'm happy to bring them back, and this one is so big that I had to split it into 2 parts, which is going to be what I will play you now, and then later in the day I'm going to upload the full 10-minute unedited version of what went down when I went to the Marxism 2019 conference to talk with Marxists about Marxism. So, if you live in Australia, you'll be very familiar with this organisation, but if you're not, they are a far-left group known as the Socialist Alternative. And the Socialist Alternative say they want to bring about a communist Marxist revolution, but instead they seem to spend most of their time posting on Facebook and polluting the planet by taping up their shitty posters everywhere in Melbourne. In between being annoying on Facebook and dyeing their hair, the Socialist Alternative every year organise an event called the Marxism Conference, where they discuss, promote and make a shitload of money from ticket sales out of Marxism. Well, being the massive shit stirrer that I am, I decided to go to the Marxism Conference to see what would happen if you actually tried to discuss Marxism at the Marxism Conference instead of just believing everything they say. I hope you guys enjoy, because this goes very, very wrong. Over to you, Lewis. Alright, so we're outside the Marxism 2019 conference. There's a couple of demonstrations outside already. We've got the Proud Boys here doing a counter rally, preaching for the pros of capitalism, and then over here we've got all of the Marxists. And to be honest, I'm feeling a little bit torn because my haircut matches these guys, but my malnourished body matches these guys. So I don't really know which team to choose here. And you're here at the Socialist Conference.
Yep.
Why did you come here?
2019. I don't know. I honestly think I just wanted to hear a couple different speakers, a couple different perspectives.
So you consider yourself a bit of a Leninist?
Yeah, probably a Leninist. Mate, I'm sure you know who Vladimir Lenin is.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Great mustache.
Yep.
Not so much the best human rights record, but a great mustache.
Yep.
Now, at this point, I've only been at the Marxist conference for 5 minutes, but as soon as we pulled a camera out, the conference organisers surrounded me and my camera guy to make sure that I don't say anything negative about socialism. And I think it was this harmless joke that made everything go wrong.
So what don't they want to talk about?
So things surrounding the USSR, they won't have any legitimate conversation about it. Like, I'm not going to say...
Well, neither would the USSR either themselves,
true.
So at least they're consistent.
Because of that fairly tame joke, I was told by official organisers that I had been banned from the conference for harassing people. And the two guys I interviewed, with their permission, were told that I was a far-right content creator. If joking about the USSR is far-right, I suppose tearing down the Berlin Wall was the biggest alt-right uprising of all time.
I've been kicked out, told I'm not allowed to come in, which is a shame. Got told I was harassing people because I got an interview with two boys who were very happy to have an interview.
Policy is generally no refunds.
No refunds, okay.
You can send an email though.
Do you guys all talk with sarcasm? Or is it just you? So, come down. Lots of friendly, accepting people here, open to many points of view. It is $55 though. Do you guys know if the ticket price gets distributed at the end? I guess they just keep it. All right, guys, back to you, Lewis. Thanks, Lewis. Now, that little clip I just played doesn't even show a third of what happened to me at the Marxism Conference. So after this video, go and check out my channel and you will see the full 10-minute version of what happened when I went there. Because when I say it got ridiculous, it got ridiculous. And in news that is personally inspiring to me, a comedian with absolutely zero political experience at all was just elected president of Ukraine by a landslide. The comedian, who is famous for his role in a television show where he plays a teacher who accidentally becomes president of Ukraine, and now it's literally happened in real life. Zelensky won the presidency with more than double the amount of votes of his opponent, who was an actual politician who had even been president before. And he won the election without doing any interviews, without naming any of his staff, and without even naming any of his policies until a week before the election. So Zelensky, this comedian, has won the presidency just by going, "Hey, I was on TV. You see me on the TV? I was on TV. You should vote for me. Also, I'm not that guy. So, vote for..." Sorry, what? What's my policy on immigration? None of your fucking business, cunt. Vote for me. I was on TV. I guess Ukrainian television has some kind of magical property to it. If you film it and it broadcasts in Ukraine, it happens in real life. So, guys, I'm incredibly proud to announce my brand new television series called Lewis Spears Wins the Lottery, Marries Kendall Jenner, and even though they love each other very much, she's still totally down for a threesome every now and then. I would show you guys the trailer, but it would get demonetized. Also, Kendall would probably call the cops. And in our final story tonight, after much of Notre Dame was tragically destroyed in a fire, the debate is raging on whether we should rebuild the cathedral exactly as it was or redesign it completely. Despite almost every single person in the world saying, "Oi, nah, just rebuild it, don't fuck with it, eh?" The French government have released a statement saying they are very open to modern interpretations and redesigns, because if there's one thing that an 800-year-old religious monument needs, it's a giant glass cube for a roof with an Apple store on the inside. Some people are even calling for the cathedral to be rebuilt in a way that represents the many diverse faiths of France, which is kind of like putting a swimming pool and a basketball ring in the middle of a soccer pitch to represent the diverse sports of France. Early design concepts for the redesigned spire that represents many different faiths have been released. However, most of them are just that shitty coexist bumper sticker turned sideways. Maybe we should just burn the rest of it down. And I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone who's been enjoying, supporting, and sharing these episodes of Bi-Monthly Bull. This series is the most difficult series we make, but it's definitely by far my favorite, so I'm super glad you guys are enjoying it. Like I said, there are going to be no episodes for the month of May. We're taking a short break while I'm in America because I just can't take all this shit with me, but don't worry, there will still be videos coming out pretty much twice a week while I'm away. I've pre-filmed a bunch of shit, but you can't pre-film the news because I'm not a psychic. I'm working on that, but I don't know. That's just the problem that we have at the moment, but it will be back in the first week of June. So thank you very much for watching. Go and check out that massive field piece I did. It's 10 minutes long. It's fucking hilarious, and I'm real proud of it. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the first week of June.